What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite tech news channel. I got some interesting tech news lined up for you, so without further ado, let's dive in. Robots assist in policing in southwest China. The police department in Mianyang City in southwest China's Sichuan province is now using robots to do things like direct traffic and conduct routine patrols. Standing on a busy street corner, this humanoid robot helps manage rush hour traffic from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and robot dogs are also helping the officers. Equipped with four 360-degree cameras, these robo-dogs can transmit a live signal to police in a control center and are mainly being used in business parks and public spaces. Wang Jiahai, police officer of the Mianyang Public Security Bureau, stated that because the robot dogs are capable of assisting human police officers and performing non-lethal restraint, we deploy them in business districts, by artificial lakes, and in sci-tech parks to carry out policing duties such as routine patrol. The police also stated that the robot dogs will be used to assist SWAT teams. With that video, it gives us a little glimpse into the future of what we can expect across the globe, and a lot of these futuristic things are always happening in China and other parts of the world on the eastern side. So because of that, it's great that we are able to be immersed within it, and for me to bring you this news so that way we can know what to expect in the future, and where you're walking outside amongst the population, this won't be something new that you haven't seen before. Also, even when looking at this, the real question is, will the population be ready for robots to be operating around them on a consistent basis? Tech CEOs are using AI to replace themselves. Tech company CEOs aren't just making their companies AI first. Recently, it was shown that they're using AI avatars to replace themselves in earnings calls. Buy now, pay later company Klarna featured the AI version of CEO and co-founder Sebastian Siemiatowski in an 83-second video about its Q1 2025 results. And of course, you know I have to bring you a little bit more visual insight, so let's check out that video right here.
Hello, hey, guten tag and hola. It's me, or rather my AI avatar, here to share Klarna's Q1 2025 highlights. We're starting the year strong, and three things really stand out. 1. We've hit 100 million active consumers, the fastest growth we've seen in years. 2. Klarna just delivered its fourth consecutive profitable quarter. And 3. AI is now deeply embedded across our business, unlocking efficiency and record-setting growth. Let's break that down. Revenue rose 15% year-on-year to $701 million. The US led the charge with revenue up 33%, and Klarna remains the biggest pay-in-4 provider in the US, processing 4 times more volume than our closest competitor. And what's behind all this growth? AI. AI is helping us work smarter, scale faster, and deliver more value, from customer support and marketing to insights and product development. We're now on track to hit $1 million in revenue per employee. Very cool. 100 million consumers, profit, growth. And AI is the engine driving it all.
Alright, so outside of being able to get more information about Klarna's financials, this type of example is showing us that the technology is getting better and better each and every day. And I do wonder if there's going to come a time where AI avatars and AI agents are going to combine and completely replace the CEOs for large companies or even smaller companies. And if that happens, what type of impact will that have? Now, because a lot of these companies have shareholders, I'm sure they don't want the AI version of the CEO. So that might not be coming in the future, but then again, we really don't know. But with that video, for myself, it was very hard to tell that that was an AI avatar. So if it looks this smooth right now, outside of being just used for CEOs, I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the future and if this technology gets to a point where it's going to be able to fool us all. Startup uses ancient bacteria to turn Texas CO2 into green chemicals. Again, the German-Danish startup using ancient bacteria to turn CO2 into new CO2 chemicals is building a new bioreactor plant in Texas. The facility will be located at Texas City, a major petrochemicals park located on the Gulf Coast. The industrial center is run by Diamond Infrastructure Solutions, a joint venture between chemicals giants Dow and Macquarie Asset Management. The new facility will capture CO2 from one of Texas City's refineries. Again, will then combine the gas with hydrogen and feed the concoction to a host of millennia-old bacteria. The little germs devour the brew, turning it into commercial-grade compounds like acetate. This is the base chemical in everything from plastics and cosmetics to paint. Most industrial acetate is derived from fossil fuels. By using CO2 that would have otherwise entered the atmosphere, again aims to produce cleaner chemicals. The company claims its CO2 fermenter can cut the greenhouse gas emissions, GHG, of chemical making up to 80%. The petrochemical industry is responsible for 4% of the world's total GHG emissions, twice that of air travel, so again's tech could make a huge impact. The company also claims its product is cost competitive with the same chemicals made using fossil fuels. The company has already broken ground at the Diamond, Texas City site, where it aims to build a new facility and begin production within a year. Alright, so that's just some of the latest news in relation to CO2, and with projects like these, of course, it's always going to take some time, so hopefully in the year they will be able to have this plant up and running. And it was interesting to see that they were able to utilize bacteria in relation to CO2, giving us some information that we normally don't hear about on a daily basis. Switchbot's latest lock can unlock with a look. Smart home company Switchbot has announced a new version of its retrofit smart lock, and this one you can unlock with your face. The Switchbot Lock Ultra, which is $159.99, works with the new Switchbot Keypad Vision, which goes for $99.99, which uses 3D facial recognition technology to unlock your door. The company also launched the Switchbot Hub 3, a smart home hub that was first teased in March. The new products are now available for pre-order and should ship in June. Switchbot claims its lock is the first retrofit smart lock with 3D facial recognition technology. As a retrofit lock, it can be installed without replacing your existing lock. Instead, the Ultra attaches to the rear of your lock and controls it using a mechanical motor, leaving the front unchanged so you can still use your keys. The Vision keypad is mounted outside of your door and connects to the lock via Bluetooth. Unlike most retrofit locks, Switchbot's Lock Ultra and its predecessors are compatible with nearly all existing locks in Europe and America. In addition to facial recognition, when connected to the keypad, the lock can be controlled with a fingerprint, a key code, and an NFC card. Without the keypad, it works with a traditional key, app control, and auto unlocking using geofencing. The company stated that the Ultra can get up to 9 months of battery life on the included rechargeable battery, and also has a backup battery that lasts for up to 5 years. So as homes and apartment complexes continue to get smarter and the integration of smart technology continues to become the norm, locks like the Switchbot lock could be the beginning of how older locks start to become phased out, and who even knows, we could get to a point where everyone doesn't have any house keys, leaving them to use their face, their fingerprint, a PIN number, or even some NFC card. And to think about it, there are lots of cars out there that don't have keys, they just have push to start. So because of that, we could be looking at the future, so it's great to have this information right now, so that way you can be prepared in case this comes. Microbot system is designed to float inside stroke patient for autonomous thrombectomy. Expanding care to stroke victims is one of medtech's biggest opportunities, and startup Artidrone is developing a micro-robot system that can navigate to blood clots for autonomous mechanical thrombectomies. Backed by Truffle Capital, Artidrone has submitted findings from its preclinical program for publication in an unnamed research journal as it continues testing to lock in the Sasha systems designed for its first in-human procedure sometime in 2027. The Sasha system is designed to use MRI or CT imaging to create a digital twin of the brain vasculature to chart a path for the catheter to reach and remove the clot. At a cath lab or an interventional neuroradiology lab, an interventionist would insert the catheter in the patient's groin and up to their carotid artery. The blood slows as the catheter nears the clots that's blocking the vessel, at which point the magnet positions the distal end of the catheter to grab the clot. According to the CEO, it acts acts as a suction like an aspirin catheter, but you see very different properties than a normal aspirin catheter. The line is engineered to be flexible enough to navigate to the clot, but strong enough to grab and remove it, withdrawing back into the guiding catheter and out of the patient by the operator at the table. So in 3 to 5 years, I'm thinking that the healthcare space is going to look completely different from what it looks like right now. I think we're going to see a lot more integration of technology, a lot more news about clinical trials, and because the younger population is growing up with a lot of technology, having robotic technology in the patient room with them along with the doctor could just become the norm for those generations. Anthropic's Claude Opus 4 model can work autonomously for nearly a full workday. Anthropic kicked off its first ever Code with Claude conference with the announcement of a new frontier AI system. The company is calling Claude Opus 4 the best coding model in the world. According to Anthropic, Opus 4 is dramatically better at tasks that require it to complete thousands of separate steps, giving it the ability to work continuously for several hours in one go. Additionally, the new model can use multiple software tools in parallel, and it's better at following instructions more precisely. In combination, Anthropic says those capabilities make Opus 4 ideal for powering upcoming AI agents. For the unfamiliar, agentic systems are AIs that are designed to plan and carry out complicated tasks without human supervision. They represent an important step towards the promise of artificial general intelligence, AGI. In customer testing, Anthropic saw Opus 4 work on its own 7 hours, or nearly a full work day. That's an important milestone for the type of agentic systems the company wants to build. Another reason Anthropic thinks Opus 4 is ready to enable the creation of better AI agents is because the model is 65% less likely to use a shortcut or loophole when completing tasks. The company says the system also demonstrates significantly better memory capabilities, particularly when developers grant Claude local files access. To encourage devs to try Opus 4, Anthropic is making Claude Code, its AI coding agent, widely available. It also has added new integrations with Visual Studio Code and JetBrains. Alright, so that's just some of the latest news from Anthropic, and I have to bring you this news right here of how the Claude Opus 4 was trying to blackmail its creators to avoid being shut down. So because of that news, things are going to get very, very interesting in the future because these companies are going to continue to make these models better as each company fights to be ahead of the others. But does that come at the expense of creating something so powerful to where they can't be able to contain it? I'm not really sure, but in due time we shall see what happens, and I'll make sure to keep you updated. Penske Trucks upgrades AI engine for fleet management. Penske Truck Leasing has announced the latest evolution of its proprietary AI platform, Catalyst AI, to further advance its commercial fleet management. Built in-house, the upgraded system is powered by more than 100 billion data points and supported by more than 300 real-time models to enable more rapid, high-quality fleet insights. Among the new features introduced is Fantasy Fleet, which provides users with a new comparison set made up of top-performing vehicles that are most similar to those in their own fleet. This allows operators to identify performance gaps and opportunities for improvement. Additionally, a new vehicle-level comparison function allows users to compare specific vehicles to detect performance differences, offering insights into where updates could have the most impact. A third feature, Hub-Level Comparison, gives users the tools to access and compare performance by geographic location, highlighting operational differences and uncovering efficiency opportunities at the local level. An Impacting Metrics function allows fleet managers to focus on specific metrics such as fuel efficiency, maintenance costs, and utilization, enabling more informed and customized decision-making. Among those already adopting AI, 40% reported improvements of more than 50% in fuel usage, cost management, or routing optimization. Neon Cipher is a sci-fi puzzle platform inspired by Moss and Portal. Developed by Vancouver studio Exomorph Games, the studio describes Neon Cipher as a blend of the tactile diorama style of Moss with the structured test chamber design of Portal. Featuring 50 levels with a mix of first and third person game mechanics, you play as a hacker and your goal is to fight enemies while solving puzzles as you break into the evil XE Corp's database. Third person segments use gamepad style controls as you move the character around, collecting all the keys across each level to complete your task. Should your character need help moving around an environment, environment, your controllers can both move platforms and temporarily stun enemies. You can even make your own objects through a built-in editor. Neon Cypher arrives on June 6 on PC VR and Quest 3, and a Quest 2 Pro version is coming as soon as possible.